What's happening, whiskey friends and family? Good to see you on Tuesday night. We got a big group getting ready to come at you from the Limestone Farms collection that we're going to dive into. We've got all kinds of samples here. We've got 4 that we're going to do from 90. What we got from 95 proof up to 113. And we're going to talk through them. I've got the mash bills and everything that I'll share as we go. But anyway, let's get these guests on here. First of all, we've got the man, the Bourbon Jerk. Say hey to Tom. Tom, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Just hanging out, dude. Ready to dive into some samples, see what we got from Limestone Farms.
Heck yeah.
It's going to be fun. And let's bring on the Hawk. There he is from my bourbon journey.
Shit, I thought I was in a different stream. Who are these people?
We don't know. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're not supposed to be here. Sorry.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I was looking forward to this. So
yeah, we're gonna tackle it. And we also got the Kings of Coffee, the Kings of Giving, Katie and Ethan Turk from Drifting Drams. Guys, say hello to Katie and Ethan.
Cheers, everyone. What's up, y'all? Thanks for having us, Marty.
Give them the old hot tour. That's right. Hey, Dan, I watched y'all last night, but I tried not to listen, which, for me, ADHD, that's not hard to do. There's Tom. He's in the chat. Tom, thank you for being here. Help us and correct us when we get maybe some of these mash bills or stuff wrong. I think I've got it as correct as I can. I'm going to throw a screen up as we start. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Y'all doing okay?
Doing great.
Yeah,
we're doing good now that we're on the live stream with you. How can we not be doing good?
That's right.
No place we'd rather be, right?
That's right. On a Tuesday. There's Big Ed Williams. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, cheers, Ed. It sounded facetious when you said it, Scott. I'm not sure if that was on.
100.
Yeah, rather have a pelvic.
100% honesty. Only the truth here, baby. Only the truth.
That's right. There's Peter. What's going on, man? Cheers, buddy. Joey B is in the house. We'll get through everybody. Dustin, good to see you, man. Cheers. Corvette Trey is here. What's up, man? Holler at me tomorrow, Trey, when you can.
Oh, cheers, Trey.
Yeah. Tom's here, guys. Tom's going to help us in the chat. He's the one that set all this up for us, and he'll help us get it going for sure. There's DMC, cool. The Prescription Bourbon, going tomorrow in the finals for Jason C's. Is it Frank? How do you pronounce it? Is it Frankenblend Stein Tui?
Frankenblend, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Frankenblend Stein.
Tui.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Yeah. Look at this young lady. Hey, Tiffany. The Fritz is here. What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Gosh.
All right. Kevin is here. Cheers, Kevo. Tim, the man, Cornet. Go Lions. You damn right. Scott may, disagree with that, but. Hey. Anyway. All right. Oh, we got Darrell. Hell, I'm sorry. 5-5 coffee.
Hey.
Cool. Mary. Cheers.
Coming in with some competition. It sounds like coming after Drifting Drams. Oh, we got puppy in the house. We got a puppy in the house.
Yeah. Yep. Darrell. Cheers, man. See, hey, Scotty, what's going on, man? I know it's early for you, but we'll get it going, buddy. Tom threw in for us, guys, a giveaway. So what we're tasting tonight is tonight's giveaway. Just let me know in the chat or super, whatever you want to do, and Tom will send them to you. So thank you for doing that for the channel and us here. Y'all ready to get started? What's up, Peter B?
Rock and roll.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
All right, what we're going to do, guys, first, I think, and I'll show everybody in the chat, we're going to start out here with, I think, the Bloodlines. I think it's this one here. That is the mash bill. It is 78% corn, 13% rye, 9% malted barley. It is an American white oak. The age on it is between 6 and 9-year-old barrels. And this is, I think, about 1,500 bottles per batch. Tom, if I'm wrong, let me know. But I think that is correct. So, cheers, Corvette Trey.
Thank you, is the proof that you guys have on yours 96.1 by chance?
Mine's 95 on the money.
Yeah, 95.
All right. So the other one that had the writing, Tom, maybe he can answer it. Just so that I'm tasting the same ones you guys are. The other one I've got says Bloodlines small batch, 49.2%. ABV. So
Okay. Thank
I don't
you,
know.
Trey.
I don't know if I'm drinking the same ones or not, but that's why
Maybe
they had me
Canadian.
on here. Yeah, that's why they put me on here to make things more complicated. So
Check it out.
A lot of spicy rack right there on the front for me. On the nose. But I like it. There we go. 95 to 96 Bloodlines. Bloodlines small batches. The blue label.
yeah,
different
this
than
one's
Bloodlines.
like a light gray or like a very light blue type.
Yeah, mine's a very light gray blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's what we got too.
Okay. All right.
Kentucky
That's
straight bourbon. Yep. Well, I think.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Tom. I
Complex
saw
straight
it. Okay.
bourbon whiskey, and yeah, getting a little bit of earth tones on that one. Y'all just jump in. I'm writing down everything everybody's saying so we can.
I get a lot of sweetness up.
Maybe some brown sugar. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Definitely some earthiness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you do kind of get some of that like black tea, maybe even like a baker's chocolate type note or something.
Katie Turk loved the shirt. Say yes to Michigan.
Oh yeah, my founder's shirt.
All right.
Well, small batch is the newest. Not everyone got. Okay.
Yeah, see, I'm not getting that earthiness like you guys are. I'm getting mostly sweetness, like brown sugar, like Scott said, maybe even honey,
You get any like
caramel.
I've been so, like I said, 2 weeks ago on my stream, I'm getting so much cherry now on stuff, and I'm starting to get it here. And I hope y'all can tell me I'm crazy. Like a dark cherry.
Do you need any of us to tell you that?
I got papers to prove it, pal.
Yeah.
A straight jacket, perhaps.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, the more it
Yeah, it
opens
does.
up, sweeter
Yeah, it
is.
does feel like the actual oak or there's a barrel actual influence on this one a little bit.
I'll just put oak barrel. Yeah, remember, we're dealing with 6 and 9 year old barrels, so it's not 4 to 6, it's 6 to 9. So there's a little bit of little age there.
I think as it sits a little bit for me, I get a little bit of that fruitiness, Marty, like a little bit of that cherry that you're talking about.
Oh, on the palate comes through a little bit of that kind of peanutty or peanut shell type note.
Peanut earth. That's where your shell is my earth, I think.
Oh.
That dirty, salty.
Let's take it easy. Take it easy. Starting to get a little crazy there with those.
Knob Creek a little bit on me.
Yeah, I get that nuttiness.
Yeah.
It's real sweet too, though.
I think I'm picking up more of the salt.
Good barrel influence.
What'd you say, Tom? Like a salty note?
Yeah, I'm getting like a salty peanut note on the front of the palate on this one.
Salty
nuts. Let me bring it back up.
Tim, I'm looking at it, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it.
Yeah, it's definitely salty. It's good.
That's let me get Tim. Yeah. 94, 96, $60. So
yeah, it does come through. Like I think as that finish kind of sits, it does get a little bit drying on the palate. That's for sure. Those brown sugars are there, but it's less sweet. Like it feels sweeter on the nose than it does the palate for me anyway. Yeah. Like the barrel seems to want to kind of take over really like on the mid to back of the palate, and then really on the finish.
What you've had so far, does it remind you of like a Remus?
No, I think the Remus is sweeter than this. I don't get that. I don't get as much of that drying.
Yeah.
The spice definitely lingers.
Yeah.
A fair amount.
Yeah, I get the oak that y'all are talking about, but for me it's more mid palate.
Yeah.
At the end, it's that's that spice profile taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for only 13% rye, that's crazy.
Is that nuttiness, that kind of peanut or peanut shell lingering for everybody as well a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's almost it's like dusty almost for me.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, maybe that earthy
yeah.
was that kind of that corn coming through too, a little bit of corn presence.
It stays around, man. That spice is still. I haven't had a drink in a minute, but damn, that spice is still finishing.
Yeah, I agree there. It's got a heck of a it's not a hug, but it's got a pretty good lingering finish, especially considering the proof.
Right.
Yeah, it feels very very sippable. Like it's just very, if you wanted to just sit down and have something and get like a nice little kind of bourbonish profile, that'd be a nice little sipping bourbon. Good oils on the glass.
It's really complex. Like you could sit and dissect this. There's quite a bit going on for a 95 proof whiskey.
Yeah, it's got a lifeline to it for sure, I think. Yeah, I think the earthy tones stand out. That peanut shell, and then the finish for the spice is long for that one. Damn, off to a good start.
Yeah.
That's
pretty solid. I mean, like I said,
the finish is building. Like
yeah,
3 sips in, it's longer and longer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like wanting to take a second sip or a third sip right away.
Yeah. What's the second one? The select batch.
Okay. There's that salty, savory note y'all were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not hurrying. I'm just making notes.
Yeah, definitely more on the savory side than it is the like decadent side for me.
Yeah, I get that. I would say it drinks bigger than what it would seem. It drinks hotter, I think, than 95.
Yep.
There's a lot more going on than I was expecting for 95. If this was a blind, I would have probably guessed 108.
Really?
And I would think that
for me, it got some good heat.
I think Ethan hit it a minute ago. I think you'd be surprised when you realize it's just 13% rye. With that spicy pepper, long going finish, it just kind of makes it. I don't know. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that's
I kind of agree with like what Ethan said. It is more on that savory side of things. So you do get more barrel influence, a little bit of dryness. The brown sugars are there. They're a little bit muted for me. The spice is definitely there. But for me, I think it feels like it's drinking like right on the proof. It's not drinking hot to me. Like if you told me this was 95 proof, I'd believe you. That's how it's drinking to me.
See, to me, that spice would fool me.
Yeah.
Would it?
Yep.
But the only thing I would say about that is there's not that like ethanol punch that's tricking me. I get it what you're saying with that spice, but I'm not getting like hit really hard with like an ethanol, like an alcohol kind of note. So yeah, if you told me it was 100 proof or 95 proof, like I feel like it's right in that range. But it does have a really nice spice factor, easy to sip on, enjoyable. That on the finish, it has kind of gone a little bit more peanut buttery than it was kind of just that straight, like kind of peanut shell a little bit. So
see, for me, it's getting more peppery.
More peppery.
Pepper?
Interesting.
Gotcha, Ethan. Just at the end, remind me. I've already got it on the wheel.
Perfect.
If it comes up. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. Yeah, guys. Tom Morrow's giving a whole sample pack of these away, so just let me know. Jump in.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah.
Can y'all? Let me ask y'all this: does anything, and then we'll move on after Scott gets back. What does anything come to mind comparable to this? It's I like the earthy tones, and I get a lot of earthy tones on like some Rebel stuff, some Lux Rose stuff. and that's why I said that.
Yeah, I could see that, but that latest, I think Dan was the one that said it last night. It reminded him of some Green River juice, and I could see that after trying, after the Hello Again Whiskey Friends, Dusty Dan, the Blue Note pick, where it was a little bit younger and it had those earthy tones to it.
Here's Miracle.
Cheers, Miracle.
Yeah,
I was having a
yeah. For me, it kind of hits as a cross between Beam and Four Roses.
Okay, I was thinking Four Roses single barrel earlier, but I didn't want to throw.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and I say that specifically because that spice punch, right? But then also there's a tiny bit of floral on the nose there, and I love that floral nose on Four Roses.
I would have said, lean toward Beam with that peanut or salty peanut note, but
Hey, Mark,
Same here. Same here.
that's it.
is that the dusty like you were talking about, Tom? Is that what you meant? Kind of like, or not?
No, I don't get that dusty note so much on the Beam stuff that I can recall. I think mostly like aged or older wild turkey, maybe like that dusty note that I get at
Yeah, I think it'd be more turkey than it would Beam for sure.
And I don't get like that kind of like nutty characteristic on turkey stuff though.
No,
Not
usually
like this.
Usually get cherry on turkey.
Yeah. Does get a little bit that kind of spicy honey a little bit there too.
So yeah, we've got this in the glass beside, and it's going to that after this. It's like, I know he mentioned that they had turkey barrels. This blend is way off from turkey for me.
Yeah.
It's I like Tom's mention of cherry there because I'm getting that all over this bottle. Wild. Like there's so many different characteristics in this whiskey. They've obviously spent a lot of time blending it and playing around. It's confusing in a good way.
For that proof and everything, it does have a pretty solid mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just overall, from start to finish, I think the mouthfeel is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said before, I think if you just had this to sit down and sip on and, you're like kind of right down the middle, there's no arguments, you just got a nice little easy sipping bourbon, All
right. Y'all ready to go to the select batch, the white label? I think it's the next closest in proof. Am I
the
right?
111? Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to that one. I'm gonna hit some water. I'll bring up the stats. Boom. There you go. 78.13.9. Same as the last one, American White Oak. Entry proof goes in at 115. This is a 6 and 9 year old blend of barrels. I won't read the details at the top, but that is what we're looking at. Yeah, guys, just if anybody in the chat needs me to bring it back up, I've got it right there. So, Vic, there's Big Vic.
Yeah, this is like way more ramped up than the other one. So that proof's really starting to kind of.
Oh, now we're getting some sugar. Holy hell!
Yeah, this is really where that kind of confectionery, like kind of brown sugar mixture, some honey notes. Nice barrel, but the barrel notes seem to be less than the original, and this feels more rounded on the nose so far.
Hey Vic, I got your I don't know if it was on the Instagram, the damn hookup to the jumper cables. I literally laughed out loud in my office. That was awesome.
Ooh.
I still get a little bit still of an earth tone on the nose, just a shade.
Yeah.
Not as strong as the Bloodline.
Yeah.
But I think that confectionery is where it's going to pop.
See, I want to say like vanilla frosting, but that's probably Scott's confectionery.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that.
Wow. Definitely more fruit.
Yeah, a little more fruit.
What is this one? 111.
What strikes me right off the bat is how similar those are as far as like underlying flavor profile. I get
feels less like peanut or peanut shell on this one than it did the first one to me. Still there, but not as prominent.
Yeah, ramping the proof up has definitely changed it, but it's like all the same pieces are there. They're just rearranged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's richer.
It is. Oh yeah,
it's
the mouthfeel
much richer.
The mouthfeel in the first one was good. The mouthfeel in this is much better.
I agree 100%. Yeah, this definitely feels more like more fruit notes. So
yeah, we're going to jump up in price on this one a little bit too, to $100 to where we were at 60. So I don't think
I'm getting a lot less of that peanut or earthiness.
I agree.
A little less pepper so far.
Yeah.
I think it's fruitier. Like Katie said, right off a shot, it's definitely a fruitier nose, and the first taste was a lot more fruit forward, dark.
It's more like rounded out. I guess is this at? I know it says 111 proof, but I didn't know if this was actually at barrel proof or if this was proof at all down to
entry proof was 115, so 6 to 9 years.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So this could be barrel proof. So
it's almost like those old like Boston peanut candies where you get a little bit. It's sweet, but then also has that peanut shelly note to it, but it's sweeter.
Yeah,
much sweeter.
Those are the ones with like the red shells, like the red candy shell.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I love those.
Yeah, the 111 proof point strikes me here kind of like when Bell Mead went to the 108.3 proof, something that they could keep constant, but still be real close to barrel proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what were the ages on these? Roughly 6 to 9.
6 to 9 on this this blend. 78, 13, 9 again, age 6 to 9. Yep. So I think, Tom, I had that right. Let me check again.
So that's the same mash bill, similar age, just the proof is ramped up. Is that about it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, again, it's big. I mean, the finish on this one is really big for me. I can feel like top of my tongue, the bottom of my tongue, the sides of my mouth.
I agree completely.
Anything come to mind comparison wise? I'm gonna throw that out on all 4 of these.
Maybe a couple of Russell's picks I've had. It maybe reminds me of a little bit, Marty.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
And Tom was also saying more 9-year barrels than 6.
Yeah.
And you can definitely tell by the color.
You can tell by the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Straight off the shot.
For sure. For sure.
And then Katie throwing that fruit note, which kind of gives you a little bit more of that barrel essence. That's fantastic. I like that. And I mean, I don't know, guys. I'll try to show you the best I can, but yeah, that's what we're looking at on this one. So.
Yeah, it's just a hue maybe darker than the first one. Is that fair to say, Marty?
It is. I think they're the
Just
same
maybe
blend of 6 to 9, but I don't know. I thought the same thing, Tom, when I put them side by side. I thought this one had a little bit more color tone to it.
Just a little bit, but it's
Yeah, this one I think for maybe I guess I probably shouldn't speak for everybody. This feels like more like sippable, like in like where we'd all like to kind of be, in terms of enjoying that whiskey. Now I think the first one's got its place for sure, but from a sippability standpoint, now we're kind of getting into that category of where I think a lot of would like to be.
I'll get back to the chat in just a second, guys. But let me read the Limestone notes on this one. I kind of wait till we get into it, so I didn't want to do it. But the nose, rich caramel, poached pears with hints of spices and turned dark earth. So still the earth tones. I felt like we were
dark earth.
Huh?
Is that what did you say? Turned dark earth?
Turned dark earth. So like that's if you plow a field and that dirt, you turn it over. You know,
I'm a city slicker.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You never licked the turned earth there. Yeah.
No, Scott. In fact, my father used to make fun of me because I never wanted to get my hands dirty.
Oh boy, it's on
One of them.
Oh. Palate, soft brown sugar and warm spiced stone fruits. So,
okay.
I think that's pretty much nail on the head. Finish. I like this one. Long, clean finish with secondaries of cinnamon. So a little bit of spice on the back end, but I like what they say about the long part because it sure is. Notes of rototiller. Damn right. Yeah.
It does have a little bit of like an ECBP feel, kind of, but maybe less sweet, maybe. Something like that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I'll also agree with what Scott said. That's kind of living where we like to, pick up bottles right in that proof point, right in that age range. It's something that I would definitely take a hard look at on a shelf.
Yeah, like I feel like if you're going to pay $100, you need to have something like this at least. I think you need to have like at least this kind of structure and profile and a little bit going on for $100. So,
yeah, where this one stands out for me is where it's hitting me. Right, normally it just like front of the tongue, back of the tongue. It stays pretty stationary, with most whiskeys. This is like, it's like there's a freaking ping pong ball in my mouth. It's hitting the sides of my mouth and the roof of my mouth and my tongue, and then it goes back and forth. And each sip, it's just alternating, and it's keeping me guessing.
I tell you, I think my favorite thing about this one is the proof point. I think if it was any hotter, the spice would be overwhelming. And I think the finish on it lingers for a long time, but it's I don't know, Tom may disagree, but I don't think it's Kentucky hug thick. Does that make any sense at all? I mean, I think it lingers, but I don't think it wants to come back up for a second win.
Right. Yeah. I think that linger you get definitely is the spice. Like Ethan was saying on the first one, that spice, this is now just kind of ramped up another degree or two, and it kind of continues to linger there for sure. So yeah, it's in. Yeah.
And I think you said it perfectly, Scott, earlier when you were talking about like this is where a lot of us drink at, right? That 111 proof is kind of a sweet spot as far as being able to have a ton of flavor, but not burn your palate out, get a long, big hug that you still want to keep drinking it, right? Like it layers in your mouth.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this? Well, it's got a lot of the same components as the first one. It seems a little bit more maybe well-rounded and cohesive.
100%.
The first one is a little bit more, I don't know, maybe jagged. You could pick this out.
The first one feels like every day. Like the first one,
all of these kind of come together a little bit more to make it like one cohesive.
But you know what? I want to just, we're here to be honest. And at first, until Tom made the comment in the chat, I thought when we first had the first couple sips and nosed it up pretty good, I thought $99 was too much. I did. But then when he threw in there, and I'm starting to feel the mouthfeel now, and I'm starting to get back into it and getting that cinnamon spice and stuff. And he said in chat that there's more 9-year-old than 6 in it. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%. Like I think this feels like, in my opinion, this feels closer to $100 whiskey than the first one does a $60 whiskey. If that makes any sense.
Oh,
I get
sure.
it. I understand like why it's proof there, and there probably has to be more of that entry level, even though there is this other Bloodline small batch. I guess in my opinion, I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I'd want to. I don't know if this is the same type of thing, and Tom can comment because this one's 49.2, and maybe this is just the first or second one, but
different batches of the same product.
Yeah, and maybe that is the case.
Mine's 47.5, so we're all kind of that's good. It's all right.
Yeah.
See, I'll tell you what, I might disagree with you on that a little bit, Scott. So I was drinking through that first one. I was thinking, you know what? If you put this in a blind flight with similarly priced bottles, $50-$60, 95 proof, in you did it in a blind, that might surprise some people. I think that might. To me, it seems like
go back to it now. Value. Knows it now. I went ahead and poured everything. I mean, it's sweet sugar now.
Just needs a little more airtime, probably.
Yeah.
It still has that earthy.
Oh yeah, it still got that earthy nuttiness.
I think if you're coming out with a whole line of products, and you got to have something that's entry level. I think the price point is relatively friendly.
Like an hour
and
from here.
I feel like it's got a lot going on for that price too. So
Nancy, call me tomorrow. I'll come up and take you to lunch.
Yeah, to me, this is warm weather whiskey.
Which one?
The second one?
Yeah.
No,
the first one.
Oh yeah.
It's warm weather whiskey when I don't want something so proofy, so heavy. This, like, it's got enough going on without killing me in the heat of the day, And then the 111, like, that's once the sun sets, it gets a little cooler, and I want something that's gonna really get full flavored.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the first one you don't have to think about
limited run. It's 1,500 bottles. Sorry, Scott. So it's not overwhelming the market with these. Go ahead. Sorry, Scott.
Oh no, I was just saying, I think to Ethan's point, like the first one is like you just grab it, you don't have to think about it, you know exactly kind of what you're gonna get roughly, and then once you start getting into two, you're making a conscious effort to reach for that bottle because you know what it is and what it's gonna kind of give you. So
Maybe it's the price point. In my head, I keep comparing these two to Frank August. Because it's right around the same price point,
Is Frank August right around $100?
They have a higher bottle that is 90 or 100 plus, and then their regular staple I think at 90-ish proof, that's right around 60,
70, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've tried anything of theirs.
I think we've only tried one just because of the price point on it, and it was a Evergreen.
Yeah.
In Kentucky.
And it's very much meant to be or at least for me, it's very much a just easy, this is what bourbon should be like, but there's not much to it kind of whiskey.
Like
at
one note
price point, I'd take this any day. Exactly, one note.
There, Sugar Kitty said base is 59, I think it says.
Okay, yeah, so same price point. Yeah.
All right, so this first one is $60 and the second one is $100.
Yep.
I really like that second one.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this: what are you finding Russell's picks for these days in your states?
Depends where you are.
It depends on where you are, and for us, it depends on what store you go to because they just dropped one at one of our local stores for I think it was under 80.
Okay.
I think you're going to see them regularly. That the technical new MSRP, and Scott knows a hell of a lot more about this than I do, is $79.99.
Yeah, I was going to say you see like anywhere in that 75 to 80, 85 range.
Yeah, they're about $80, $85 here now.
For $89.99, and me and Kevin laughed at it.
See, we don't normally see them here, but we see them a fair amount in Kentucky. And in Kentucky, they're $95 to $100 all day.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 I think I like the second one. I do. I think I could see.
Yeah, I think yeah. I mean, I would 100% reach for that second one only because of like what we all do and what we taste a lot of stuff. I mean, just look behind everybody. Like, I mean, it's no mystery as to what it is we enjoy and you know, kind of roughly proof wise. Yeah, we're all kind of in this category too, and moving up from a sipability standpoint. To Tom's point before, I get it. Like everybody has to have that kind of like entry level one. I guess in my opinion, I'd like to see that one less than $60 though. I think it would do better at like, I don't know,
75.
No, the first one. Less. No, I mean I'm okay. Yeah. I mean if the second one
was, you were talking about the second one. I'm sorry.
No, if the second one, honestly, if the second one was around like that 89.99, like I would feel you know, especially at 111 proof. Again, you're getting closer to what a lot of the, you know, obviously the Russells, the single barrels and stuff are going to be. You know, I'd like that first one to be maybe $10 ish less if possible. So, and I'm only, and I'll say that, and again, in full transparency, you know, we're also talking about a brand that, you know, not everyone is overly familiar with. So you have to have something in today's market, in my opinion, that's going to make you want to reach for that bottle, you know? And I think again, if something in today's market is what the interpretation of overpriced is, that's going to prevent somebody from reaching for that bottle. If it's something that they don't know, if it feels like it's priced well, then people will have a tendency to reach for it, in my opinion. So
Tommy.
Cheers, Judy.
Yeah, I agree with that, Scott. I think at $100, I don't think it's priced badly, but I think people would be way more open to it at $10 less.
Yeah, especially if you see that in a Russell's, right? And you're like, oh, well, they're about the same. You know.
I mean that's fair. I mean that is fair because every single one of us is going to use one of the either what's you know, our favorite stuff as a comparison. So now you have to have the offset. And again, we've all had Russells. We've all had, you know, all the other things. So when you see this, you know, if we didn't know anything about it, you know, you have to have something that's going to make that consumer reach for that bottle. And I think, I mean, as unfortunate as it is, as good a whiskey as a lot of these can be, if the price is not, you know, favorable, I don't think people are going to reach for it right now. Now, I'm not saying this in general. I'm just saying at that price point for something that they're not overly familiar with.
Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow, Nancy. No worries. Just holler.
Yeah, I mean, they throw his tater sticker on there with Scott or Ethan, and you know, I'll pay that $99 all day.
Yeah.
I went back to the first and the Bloodlines now, and I was getting all kinds of like a medicinal cherry now.
Oh, interesting.
Just almost cough that cough syrup cherry that we like. Not the what Tom say. Yes, Travis, we just restructured pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's got to be a real difficult thing to pin down as you're just kind of getting off the runway here.
By the way, Katie and Ethan can help me explain this better, but the little bit I tried to listen to on Dan's last night, Dusty Dan's stream, was that when they get their stills ready and running, they will be only behind Woodford Reserve as the largest distilling. Is that correct? Something I can't remember.
Largest pot distiller.
Pot distiller.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
4 2,500 gallon stills, they were saying.
2 hotels, correct?
Wow.
Yep.
2 hotels.
Tommy D, there's a lot right now, so just hang on, sit back and ride the flame, buddy. All right, so I think we all agree that the select batch is solid. The 9-year shows, the mouthfeel is there, and I think they were pretty solid on their notes. A lot of brown sugar, the earth notes, and then the cinnamon finish. So, all right, on to, if y'all are ready, the Small batch, Kentucky 56.8%. Mine's 113.6, 58.6. I don't know if y'all's are the same.
113.6.
Mine's 111.7.
And there's Tom in chat. He said Woodford will be the only one larger than us. We'll have 24 to 2,500 gallon pot stills, 2 hotels, housing, and a 4,000 seat amphitheater by 2027.
Housing.
Georgetown Blitz. Here we come.
This sounds like a nice location for another Blitz event. That's for sure. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean,
My
especially
goodness.
if you get music venues, like especially with the amphitheater, music probably will come in, I'm sure.
True, Ed.
Let's be honest. You know, like by the time that some of those bottle shares are done, you give a few musical instruments to a few of those guys and ladies that are out there, and they'll create just about anything. May not be anything we want to hear, but it'll be something, right?
Oh my God!
I was gonna say you're gonna have the like YMCA come out with that group of people.
Oh yeah, okay,
costumes
yeah.
and everything.
All right, you guys said your next one is coming in around 111.
113 here.
Okay,
113.
I got 113.6 and 113.6 for my next two.
Yep, same with us.
Yeah, the lighter color label will be the next one we do, and the
Okay,
darker.
so the other one's like black with like gold trim. That's the last one.
That's the last one.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Here's
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
true.
so the one we're on. So the one we're on is like a little
Kind
bit
of
of like
bronze
this kind
color,
of like
Scott.
what color is it?
Kind of
Sort of like purple, lavender.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, good. All right. Same one. Okay.
Yeah. So here's the two, right?
On
Yeah.
the left.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So I'm on the one in Ethan's right hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
real quick, I'm not beating a dead horse, but I'm sitting here looking at my table, right? And we've got bottles everywhere. I mean, you see our house. And I keep looking at 2 different brands here. I'm looking at Copper and Cask and K-Luke.
Okay.
And they bracket that Limestone Farms 111 proof, right? Because Copper and Cask, you're normally looking at 75, 80 bucks. And then K-Luke's, you're looking at about 120-ish.
Right.
And I think it competes with either one while hitting the middle of the price point.
That makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah.
Ooh, the nose on this one. I like.
Yeah,
this
and
one a lot.
I would agree to that point. The biggest hurdle is going to be getting out, and I think to Tom's like point of doing this and sending samples to as many people, and we all appreciate it. I think that's like the best thing, honestly, they could have done, because to get this out and people talking about it and understanding what that label and the translation of what those two are is the most important part. Because in all honesty, if the 5 of us were at a liquor store and we saw this and we didn't know anything about it, let's just like say what we would, do. You'd walk right by it because you have no idea what it is. Right. So I think to this point of doing this is the best thing that they could have done. So, I mean, it's to get a kind of a label and that kind of in people's mind of what they can kind of expect is key. So,
Oh, for sure.
Thank you, buddy.
I commend Tom for doing that. I mean, that's a huge undertaking to send
Right.
out.
Exactly. As far as we know, it's just him doing all of this, right?
Yeah, I seriously appreciate that. Working with content creators was a vision that hit me. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what, Tom. We think. I mean, I'm speaking for way too many damn people, but we feel like we can influence a little bit, but we don't know technically how much that affects somebody buying a bottle. But we do realize that we like our group that influence each other, and you taking the time and the money and the investment to get it to us does make a difference. It does.
Yeah.
It means somebody has heard us
100%.
somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. That probably wasn't a good explanation. But
In my opinion, most other people don't do nearly enough of this. Like nobody, I guess, not many people want to. I don't think read as much stuff nowadays as they can just go to get like a video or something along those lines that you kind of get a little bit more like feel from somebody on something than you do just kind of like reading an article with tasting notes, right? So I think putting this stuff in as many people's hands as you can and getting feedback and their opinions of things is key to a brand, especially a new brand. Because before I saw you were doing this tonight, Marty, like my thought was to kind of do something similar, and kind of the key really was, can these new brands, make it going into 2025, knowing what some of these prices and stuff can be, because we already see things that are happening and big brands that are selling or having a difficult time moving bottles. And when you get to be too pricey, these things are going to sit on the shelves. That's just what we're seeing right now. So you have to be very cognizant of that in today's day and age. So
Tom brought up a great point there. Is, before I spend my hard-earned money on whiskey, we trust your palates when they align with your own. So the best way for new people to get their palates aligned with people they're watching is just go buy a small or lower price bottle that they've reviewed and see if you get those notes. If you don't, then move on. Find you somebody else. That's fine. But the whole thing is find somebody you align with, and they may be doing picks and stuff like Scott does, Tom does, Katie and Ethan do, that you can say, hey, right here's where I'm going. And some of these bottles from Limestone, we're sitting here talking about them. You know what we're getting. It just makes a difference. Somebody to trust. It's hard, but anyway, I think it does make a difference.
And I think, and Tom is also doing it right. By he's getting the larger channels, but we feel very appreciative for him to include us as a relatively small channel, more focused on coffee than whiskey, but we still do whiskey. We're on other live streams, just not putting out the videos necessarily, right? Chasing the algorithm. And it's groups like this, like Marty having us on, Tom having us on a couple of weeks ago to go through a blind flight. It's a lot of fun. So
get in the giveaway, because Tom's graciously donated 4 2-ounce samples of this stuff. Yeah,
I think it'll give people a good idea of being able to kind of taste a lineup from a whiskey company that's kind of coming to market.
All right, let me bring this one up that we're sipping now. This is the Super Premium Straight Bourbon, small batch, 78-13-9. This is another blend of 8 to 9. Well, this one on the sheet says 8 years, so I don't know where I got 8 to 9. That might have been off the website, and I didn't change it. This is not the right one, I don't think. I think I've got the wrong one.
It just has the higher age barrels and not so much of the 6.
And I don't know if that price is right. Tom, correct me if I've got this wrong.
No, I think you're right on this one, Marty.
Well, proof on the sheet 114 to 120. No, wait a minute. I got it right. I think
you're right.
Yeah, I got it right. 112 to 120. Entry proof 115 again, hot. So right at it. 8 to 9 year old barrels.
Way more fruit on this thing. It just keeps getting way more, way fruitier.
Tobacco for me too.
Yeah, I get that. It's everything you kind of taste. It seems to be a little bit more rounded out.
9 year barrel small batches, $139.99. Okay.
And to me, this almost feels like a little bit of a finish of some sort. It's got kind of some fruit. If you said there was maybe a little hint of a sherry or something, I'd maybe believe you on this one. There's enough fruit.
I could lean you towards a finish.
Yeah, there's enough fruit for me that would make me think that there's a little finish or something that's there.
See, that's wild, because I'm getting this. To me, was super sweet. This was like a candy bar for me. Vanilla, milk chocolate, toffee. This was something I would call fat guy whiskey almost. Got all of those great sweet notes that I love. It just hit me right away. It's this is speaking to me. But it's interesting to hear what you guys are saying. I'm not getting so much of these other notes. Maybe it'll change a little bit as I let it sit here. But that was my immediate first thought was, wow, this is a great fat guy whiskey.
It feels like fruit and chocolate and nice spice to it, some nice almost nutmeg notes, that baking spice that's there. But again, that fruit layer that's there is really jumping out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Damn shit, man. 113.6. Wow.
But that lingering spice, man.
Yeah. Golly.
It's like very, it's, you know, dare you say smooth. It has that creamy, like soft kind of feel, like that velvety kind of mouth feel. Not quite like thick in the mouth, like, you know.
Somebody get that soundbite?
Not quite that, not quite that, but you know, like it's got some nice. Here's what I'll say about this: the proof feels like tampered down a little bit to me because those extra like sweet notes are coming out, and it feels like it's muting the proof a little bit to me.
I would echo that completely about the proof.
Yeah.
It's like the sweetness cuts it, and I wouldn't have guessed it was that.
You know, I said something to Scott a second ago. I don't know if Katie and Ethan are on this boat with me or not, but you know, I said you can toy with this one almost being on the finish side, and then when you take the sip, it dries you out just enough to make you think it might be another barrel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Double oaked or something.
The spice is fantastic. The spice is fantastic with it.
That spice is amplified. Yeah.
For me, this is almost a perfect hug. It's just a little bit, you know, it's just a tiny bit to let you know you're drinking a little bit of proof, but not enough that I can't drink something else, even go back to a lower proof if I want to, right? This just really like hits the nail on the head for where I want to be in proof.
All right, here would be a good question for Tom. So the one I've got here, and without knowing the difference, so the two samples I've got, so the one with the white label and this one with this kind of like light purplish, my proof points are obviously one is at 111 and the other is 111.7. So if I'm paying $100 for this and 140 for this, what are the differences? Like, I guess I'd want to know like what that is, because like we've gradually increased like a little bit of the flavor profile in these. So if we've got two that are close, are we now with this being 111.7, is this barrel proof, you know, versus maybe this proof to like 111? I don't know the answer to that, but I'd be curious just because of how this third one's drinking a little bit.
I'd say mine's at 113.6. I you know, maybe there's a little variant.
I think he was saying that a lot of them, a lot of this was 9 year, right?
Yeah, I think 8 to 9.
I think this one is. Let me read it again because the colors are what's throwing me. The small batch is what we're drinking. Premium straight bourbon whiskey small batch. Okay, this one is proof 112 to 120. And entry proof is 115, 78, 13, 9, like I had up, and it's another 8 and 9 year. Tom, correct us if we're wrong. Small batch is 9 year, right there.
All right, so the third one that we're sipping right now is 9 year bourbon.
Correct.
Yeah.
Versus the second one being 7 to 9, but with stuff that was
6 to 9 on the white label,
but closer to 9 year, more 9 in that batch.
Yeah.
So we're close. I guess what you're saying, Scott, or asking is both of these are almost 9 year.
They're very similar. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out is between these two, if these are sitting identical on the shelves, minus give or take a few proof points, what's the difference?
I think I can tell you what I've written down on the finish between the white label and this one is I get a much and it's, I mean, it just is what it is. I get a much longer cinnamon spice finish on the white label than I am this one. This one's kind of a shake your hand, walk out the door, get in the car and leave. To be honest, I mean, it doesn't linger very long so far. I mean, and I'm, you know,
maybe a little less so than 2. I think you're right. I think maybe what Scott's getting at is, you know, let's face it. I mean, 139. That's a pretty high price point, right? What's in that range, and what leads me to buy something in that range? I mean, that you know, for me to reach for something in that at that price point, I got to know it's pretty special. And even then, I might not go for it. I mean, it's a high price
Okay.
point,
All right.
right? I mean,
So
how many bottles
all right,
at that price
so-
are you guys picking up in a year?
Yeah. All right. So this is where this is kind of coming in. So here's where this
Goddamn time.
the price points are starting to change with some of this stuff. So like Tom said before, we now have maybe some different whiskeys. So I don't know if this is the identical like mash bill in this. This feels different than the others, honestly. This
I
feels
agree.
a little bit
100%. 100%.
it feels like it's less peanutty, it's more rounded out, it's more fruit, it's more tobacco, it's more of all that. Now it feels less proofy, but I think that's because that extra sweetness is starting to kind of offset some of that proof that's there.
Small batch will have more age and different whiskey. Okay. See, I the only thing I could think of right off the top of my head that hits at that price point here is like Bardstown Discovery Series. So when I look at what's in a Bardstown Discovery 12. Okay, well there's a lot of 14-year juice in that.
Oh yeah.
11 is a lot of 13, and some of the older ones didn't have that high age statements, right? Am I wrong? I mean, I didn't.
No.
It's not something that I would always pick up, but I've got some of the more recent ones.
Yeah, I think you were between what was it? 12 was what, between 10 and 16 or something like that?
I think 12 was 48% 14-year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right on the table.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of 8-year in there. Their own
Right.
stuff.
I mean, half of it is 14 years old.
Yeah.
So that as far as what is competing against on the shelf, I mean that would be the one that I would again, one in one hand, one in the other. And
What's up, badass?
having tasted this, I mean, I think it's outstanding. But if I hadn't tasted it, I'm looking at them on the shelf. I mean, that's.
Man, I'm trying to think of what
this one. I dig this one a lot. I really do.
what 3 reminds me of. Boy, that's a lot more fruit, a lot more cherry. I know Marty's been saying cherry all night, but now
I know,
I'm
dude. I
really
can't get it out of my
more
damn head. I'm stuck.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more cherry on the third one for us.
I think it's cooked cherries with a lot of sugar spice.
Mm-hmm.
So does that one have more wild turkey in it, Tom? Is that?
He probably can't say.
if he tells you, he's got to kill you. So
Yeah, probably so.
what you have to do is it just, as long as it rhymes with schmile and schmirky, then we're okay. So as long as it's something similar to that, but it does have a little bit more of that
Schmiled schmirky.
that feel a little bit, but
I agree with moderator. Private stock releases have been his favorites.
That's the goal.
That's the last one, right?
Blind. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's the last one.
All right, yeah. So that one I'm definitely interested in after watching Dan's stream last night.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the last one is. Mm-hmm.
So I like this one, the purple label.
Small batch.
Yes. Yeah, small batch versus select batch. Okay. But I did pour a little bit of Disco 12, and I mean, it's not really a competition there. The Disco 12 is more rounded on the nose, it's more delicate, but I know the palate's got more. So for me, that one is probably it's probably the weakest so far because of the price.
But in terms of just price out the window, what would you say it's the best of the 3?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The same with me. But as far as is it as good a value as the first 2? That's tough to say.
Mm-hmm.
For me, price wise, this is where I kind of struggle, because I'm trying to look at it. I look at it a few different ways, and there's a lot of us who've done picks and stuff, and what people are willing to do and what they're not. And at 140, I think the hardest part is just going to be getting someone to reach for that bottle without knowing what this is. I mean, maybe somebody should just circulate Marty's video here tonight and just send it off to make this video go viral and let everybody know what these things
There's
kind
a
of taste
problem
like.
with that. All 4 of us, 5 of us are on it. That's
Hey, don't include me in this
Why,
now.
why don't you, Marty? Why don't you speak for yourself? Okay, you're throwing all of us under the bus here. Okay.
here you go. Here you go. I'll take
The show just got way better.
Yeah.
The show just got way better.
Morrow,
so
I'm sorry, man. I
we'll
can
talk
ruin
amongst
everything.
ourselves.
Well,
But what-
I guess another thing we don't know is how big these batches are of this particular.
Well, we kind of
and it's
do.
going to be
We-
more of a
we got
limited
bottle
deal.
counts.
Or what?
I do have bottle counts.
All right,
I do.
what do we got on this? What do we got on this?
This one I don't have.
Well, and what I will say about this,
One of them was 15. I'm sorry, the Bloodlines is 1,500 total bottles per batch. I do have that.
All right. So Marty, while you're doing your research, so here's where a lot of this like sweetness. Look at where a lot of this like we've got like honey malts and stuff in this thing. So it's starting to really add some different layers, much more sweetness and stuff to this one. That's different. So we've got honey malt now. 8 years, so private stock. I'm assuming we're still talking about the same one, right? This kind of light purple.
We're waiting. We'll get to the next one in a minute.
And
Well, no,
it was
the
light
private
years
stock
sweeter than the first two.
the final one.
what I will say about
The final one is the one with all the
The weird mash bill, yeah.
is the last one the private stock?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
The
All
black
right.
label, yeah.
So Ethan,
8 years.
No private stock black label is black. Yeah, we got it
Oh, okay.
last. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ethan, you said up to this point. I mean, before we move, Ethan, you said this is your favorite this far, correct?
Overall taste, yes. Value, it's honestly value. It might be last so far.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think if I asked Ethan, like from a price, don't tell me, but if I write something down in terms of what after tasting this and knowing what it is, what it should be priced at, I'm gonna write a number down. And I think you're gonna tell me exactly the number that I have. So
I'm
what
gonna write a
if
number
you were gonna reprice this and what you felt comfortable paying for this, what would your number be?
It would be 100 to 110.
Oh, okay. All right. So I was $10 higher. I put $119.99 where I thought like maybe this would be
Like
but yeah, okay, I could see that. I mean, we'd all like to pay $100 for this, right? Now, so with that being said, number two, I'm guessing you're probably in that 79-ish range. You'd be kind of comfortable with that.
About I'd go 89 on the second one.
Okay. All right.
On the second one,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the first two, but the 140s, it's a tough rung to get to on that ladder of what I'm willing to pay.
Well, and again, like we're also not factoring in. So again, like Tom said, we got different whiskey, which may translate to they have to pay more for it, right? We know how that's all going to work. So if that's the case, I get it. I fully understand that. But, that's, yeah, like I would love 3, 120. I would love like number 2, like, again, 79, 89. I wouldn't complain there.
I had 75 on it, Scott.
40, 49. Like I'd like to see it $10 less. It feels more approachable in today's market to me. But I get it. Like I know these guys have to pay a lot of money. There's a lot invested in all this, and there's a price to pay for that. I fully understand.
Corvette Trey, so name a few at that price point, if you don't mind. I just can't think of anything else besides Discovery Series right off the top of my head.
What's that?
Down Norths.
What you call
Okay. To me, the ones that I see are usually like 160, 180. So we'll signal a little higher.
I think we were that seems
Have
high.
they crept up?
They might have
I don't
crept
know.
up. I think we
Well,
were paying.
really, I mean, at 140, you're now like Ethan
Yes.
said before, you're now in K Luke territory, kind of roughly. Maybe $10, minus a little bit, but you're kind of in that range. What are they, 129 or so, something like that?
The Caleb's I see about 119.
If you can find it on the shelf, it's 110.
110.
But then again, you're
110.
going to have it shipped.
But I've seen them as high as 129 as well, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The Remus, the Remus is all crept up. I mean, I know they're now above. Like I just saw one the other day. It was like 115 or 120. I mean, I know a lot of the prices and stuff are going up. So maybe it's 4K Kelvin collaboration. Yeah, I don't. If you get it for 140, you got a pretty good discount. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
and I'll admit, like I am very much more value conscious than most people. Mainly because again, our shelves are full, right? So it's
right.
a tough bar.
Yeah.
But so Katie was just talking about an interesting point. Why don't you say it?
I was going to say, like with the Discovery series, right? We compared this one to the Discovery 12, and Ethan was saying how it wasn't even a contest, being the Discovery 12 was really rounded on the nose. But if Limestone Farms is starting at this, I can only see it going up from there, right? I would put this one above, Disco 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4, no contest, and then the last couple batches have been just killer. But
yeah,
their blending has just been incredible.
Yeah, that's an excellent point for sure. Because what Disco 12 is probably the best disco they've ever made, or one of the top 2 or 3.
Ooh, 3 and 4 are definitely the best 2.
Yeah, four by me is like my favorite of all
5
time.
years. In
Right.
5 years, yeah.
Hey, Tom, when we get to this last one here in the next 15, 20 minutes, throw that code back up there.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference right
There you
there.
go. Yeah, make sure everyone sees that.
That's a pretty simple one. LF15.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, because
I'm really excited.
50.
Yeah, Trey is right on that. Like what he would compare to.
That.
Yeah.
Rare hair.
Nick Disco.
Yeah.
Very
Hey, Trey,
helpful.
did you crack that cream of Kentucky you bought with me? Was it worth a damn?
Yeah, like Ritter's pretty good. Like, yeah, the Murray Hill Club, again, that like right around that, I've seen it anywhere from 100 to 130 typically. So
Just the regular ones around, I think they're around 100 here.
Yeah, they're 99.
Maybe because it's the local product.
What bad access? Sorry. Yeah. Blood Oath Ritter says sipping on cream of Kentucky. Let me know how that was, Trey. I've got that special rye one down.
Well, and some of those cream of Kentuckys, what are they starting to get into? Like, I know they age state those things. What have some of them been, like 11 and a half or 12 years, or some of them higher than that now?
Find those. I think those are they jack the price up on those, but just I think the regular cream of Kentuckys are not, but like 90.
Joey's got a good one, like the Bombergers, like both of them, whether it's the Shanks or not. Those are like right in the same kind of category as well.
Yeah, I think Bombergers was like about $120, $130 dollar bottle last year.
And to I think to all of our points, like I think like what Katie was getting at, like I think when you're comparing these profiles, we're also, like everybody in the chat right now is also rattling off bottles and brands that we all know. We're all familiar with what those are. So this may be on par, but again, just like anything, it doesn't matter if it's something that any of us are unfamiliar with. If we see a big price tag on something that we're not familiar with, we have to do a little bit of research to find out if there's some like value that's there. So I think this is the biggest hurdle, and by what Tom is doing and getting this out and letting people talk about it is probably one of the most important things he and they could have done. So if they're listening right now, they should give Tom a big old fat raise.
For sure. He's in here in almost every chat.
Let me ask Scott something here. Scott, you did your first Eagle Rare video in 2016, correct?
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
Well, I mean, I'm using that as a reference point. 2016.
Right.
How many times in your career in Whiskey Tube has somebody made this type of effort amongst the masses to get this out? I've not seen it before.
Not many. I mean, I can probably count on easily on one hand and probably don't even need all my fingers. But I think it's the most important thing that any brand, and really a lot of these brands, should be doing nowadays. And it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if you got 1 million subscribers or you've got 100. That's not even the point here. It's getting all of these things out to all of these different people and their opinions on what all of this stuff is, whether it's flavor profiles, pricing. That's all extremely valuable, like, research for them to be able to do all of this stuff for them as a new brand. And I mean, let's call it like what it is. I mean, we're test dummies, but in a very good way. We've all tasted a lot of really good whiskey. We've tasted a lot of bad whiskeys. I shouldn't say bad. Like we just maybe tasted things we didn't care for, right?
Our palate was not there.
Right. I mean, yeah, again, good and bad, that's subjective. But again, to Marty's like point, I think this is the most important thing just about any brand, especially new brand, can do with a product, is get this thing out into as many people's hands as possible, let them taste through it, comment, and take all of that information back and use it. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So yeah, just credit Tom for being out there.
Yeah, the effort.
I don't know if it was his idea to kind of go this route. If it was, hey,
And I'm not.
cheers to you, man.
Yeah.
I told you guys I got to meet Tom for a few minutes at Evernorth a few weeks ago. Great guy, loves to talk whiskey, and he's got a lot going on with this transition from what he's doing now to getting into this. So he's excited, and just hearing him talk about it, I was excited for him. So
I kind of want to ask Tom, what he thinks about the single barrel programs, but I don't know if that's the route right now.
No.
Do you agree with that, Scott? I just don't think.
Yeah, I mean, you need to. I mean, they need to concentrate on building this thing and get this thing. Like, so, I mean, they've taken the approach right now of getting this into as many people's hands as possible and letting them run with it and use this as their market research and pricing and flavors and all of those things, and tackle that stuff, maybe years down the road, to be honest. So
yeah.
So right? I mean, pricing is the most important part right now. Like, to Ethan's point, like he said, if you're price conscious, like you need to nail this. If you don't, it doesn't matter what the brand is, they will sit on the shelves right now. So as long as there's some correlation to what you're getting for value, there needs to be that. The brands that are missing right now, or anybody coming to market, are the ones that are just, I'll say, being slightly naive that everyone's just going to pay for their whiskey without knowing about it. That's couldn't be any further from the truth right now. That's like Deadsville in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I wanted to ask you what you thought, because I just, it may not be the route, even though it's popular, but I think right now that's not the route.
We got it.
Think about it like this too. So you've got the whiskey producer, you've got that 3-tier system. You got the middleman who has a price, and then the liquor store that has a price. So once it gets to, tier 3 or the liquor store and it's sitting on the shelves, the liquor store is not going to order more product. Therefore, the distributor is not going to want anything from the distillery. So there is a trickle down effect to all of that, so take that for what it's worth.
All right. Are we ready for the private stock?
Marty, here's a good question. How does this whiskey taste with a big old fat dip in? I'm just curious. Like, what is, we got like the guys like drink it out of like a jug of water.
I can fat dip in a whiskey.
Where does
tobacco and
so, hold on a minute. To answer your question correctly, I've let you 4 clowns do what you can. So now it's time to be game on. Yeah. So that's why.
All right. I was just curious. So
God damn, everybody loves
Try to get all kinds of flavor profile perspective and stuff
Everybody
here.
loves an asshole.
You know, we got a guy who's gonna be sitting in the back of a pickup truck with a big old fat dip in, tasting some whiskey. That guy wants to know, what is this whiskey gonna taste like? You know, with a big fat dip in. So I'm just curious. You know, just curious because I'm gonna be up north in a couple weeks or 3 weeks, and I might have a big old fat dip in. What's this whiskey gonna taste like with a fat dip in? I'm just asking for a few friends.
Having a big cigar in,
shooting some cans off a couple posts and shit like that.
Throw
So
that shit out there for a second.
So Scott, for you up north, you have a circle, right?
yeah, it is. I gotta have my passport. When I go up north, I have to have my passport with me.
Did you see Travis's comment, Marty?
I did, yeah. Right here.
Score. Right.
Dipping whiskey.
I'll be working on that with Nancy.
There you go. There you go.
Dipping corn.
We don't need a cigar blend. We need a dipping blend.
And, Sugar Kitty is absolutely right.
I think Gary Franchi was trying to come up with a cigarette blend.
That's already out. That's Bourbon Podcast did a cigarette. What was it? The cigarette patch or something?
Cigarette.
It was a Nulu.
Yeah, it was.
It was a Nulu rye, if I'm not mistaken.
It was actually called like a cigarette blend?
Yeah, it was. It was on can and bottle for a while. I don't know if it still is, but it has.
Marty, you're onto something. Hook up with these guys. Get a dip blend going. Get a dip blend.
Yeah, I'm no innovator. I'm a promoter. How does whiskey taste with an American Spirit menthol? Might be a little rye spice there, Scony.
When you dip, I dip, we dip. Oh, that's good.
Oh, geez.
Look at this. The only problem is I can see him doing the dance to that right now, unfortunately. So that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Podcast.
Oh man.
Tom, we apologize. We've gone off the rails on this one slightly, but
come on, this
is very par for the course with Marty's stuff. So we're right on track here. So
yeah, Top Dog will tell you if you can't come over here and laugh, don't come on at all.
Wow.
Literally. All right. I'm
all
swirling.
Right.
This baby's sticking like nobody's business.
I'm swirling.
If you haven't gotten into the giveaway,
I just dove into this one. Oh wow!
Just for this one, if nothing else, like you'll want to get a chance to try this one.
Before you even react or digest it, so this one is approaching that what $190, $200 bottle.
Yeah.
Yep.
$199.99.
All right. So at that price point, you're expecting something special, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so that's kind of where I'm going into this one.
Check out the mash bill on this one.
Yeah, these honey
And
notes are
that tracks because this is honey for days up front, especially on the nose for me.
A little bit of weed action.
Like very nice, like honey, graham cracker, like chocolate.
Yep. Yeah, this is insane. This goes from like honey, like a blast of honey, graham, vanilla, and then for me it just kind of goes from there. Completely changes, goes like up to a fruit punch. This is
it's almost like you stuck like a Pop-Tart over the fire and it began to char a little bit.
I mean, y'all can see it. I mean, it is dark as days.
Yeah.
Well, and I used Disco 12 as a comparison a second ago. The difference.
Hang on.
Oh, yep. Trying to hide my face. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a
It's
bit darker.
than Disco 12.
Disco 12's in your left hand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I was looking at the mash bill. What was the age on this one?
8.
Just 8? Wow. So is there other stuff in it? Or is it just 8?
Just 8, I'm pretty sure.
Years.
So last night, people kept talking about Safai barrels, SAFAI. So I did a little bit of quick reading, and apparently a guy last name of Safai put down a bunch of barrels 8 or 10 years ago of this weird mash bill. And so I'm assuming that's where they're getting it from. But he was charging or is charging like $300 for the bottle.
I've never heard of it.
I hadn't heard of it till yesterday. Because
wasn't that some of the stuff that Kenny and Ryan had?
Bourbon Pursuit.
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I'm thinking of something different, but oh, that's interesting. It's almost like that fruit layer is beginning to like get into that concentrate type of kind of like layer there. It's very like concentrated. Like it feels like if you just wanted like other bourbon, like, this would have like just add water. You know what I mean? Like just to kind of like give you bourbon if you can make bourbon from that standpoint. Like it feels like this is the concentrate part of it.
Yeah, this is dense for sure.
So it's a proof on ours. Mine is 113.6, so it goes up to 114. So we're right at it.
Yeah, I would say it drinks pretty hot because it's got a big finish.
All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't think anything is drinking hot. I think there's spice that's there. I don't think it's hot, like ethanol hot, but the spice is there, the fruit's there, the nice like kind of chocolate. This is like raspberry, strawberry,
chocolate, Scott. Chocolate.
Yeah,
I think if we
maybe hot wasn't the best descriptor. It just feels big. Like it's got a lingering finish, and it hits.
Like three felt finished. Like 4 honestly feels like it's semi-finished with that again more of that fruit that's there because that's just
on the nose. It reminded me of like honey finished bourbons that I've had. But after I get past that front of the palate, it's completely different.
Yeah,
it's almost slightly porty, but without that like that any little bit of like nuttiness. Like there's a little bit of like a port feel to that. It's so like sweet and decadent, you know?
Yeah, for me, it's coming across fig, Scott. Fig all day.
Yeah, for sure.
Dark, rich.
Spice is nice.
I would say if you here's the thing. I was going to say if you let it sit and open up, you might start pulling some leather tobacco off of it. But
yeah, I think you could go in a lot of those things. This is falling like right into this is Katie's territory right now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I told Ethan I was like, this is fat.
She pulled off the best descriptor. She pulled off the best descriptor one day when we were at Jack. I was like, everyone's like, yep, that's pretty much what it is. So let's roll with that.
Oh man, it is. It is.
All right, and how much is this one?
$189.90.
But don't forget, if you use the code LF15, you get 15% off. So I think
$30 off.
Even after shipping, it would. I think it'll be like $196 shipped.
All right. Who's it shipping through? Roughly,
I think their own site.
Their own. Okay.
Oh, $161 after shipping.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So.
To me, that drinks like an LE. And once I put it into that category, then to me, that's cheap for an LE.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said going into this, is for that at that price point, I want an experience, right? And I think it's delivering for me.
I agree completely, right? Yeah, like I have a bar once you hit above 150. That is fairly steep.
Yeah.
And if you don't hit that bar, well, then it's just a write-off for me. Boom, done.
This hits that bar.
Yeah.
This hits the bar and exceeds the bar. Again, for less than a lot of LEs.
And
yeah, like it's not that
unique.
just everyday profile. Like there's something different, a little bit special, unique with something like this.
Yep.
It does. It gets it I guess it starts to get into when you've had like those really nice like ECBPs that have like everything that you kind of want, like the fruit, the spice, the sweetness, all of that balance. this starts to get into that kind of like territory of, you know, value. I'm not saying price wise, because you're not going to beat 75 or 80 bucks in terms of what Heaven Hill does with those. Like, that's crazy that they still sell them for that. But if you're kind of getting into those flavors, you know what I'd even say is, I think you start to get into, maybe Ethan and you guys will agree, but I think we've all had maybe even some four-gates that approach these kind of profiles, like that rich, like almost finished kind of feel to these. And, you know, again, you're at $200 right there. You know, everyone is familiar with four-gate pricing. So this isn't far off. This feels like very kind of Kelvin collaboration-ish to me.
Good point.
Yeah, we just ordered one, or I just ordered one for us. I've been thinking about the.
You know, I looked after Dan.
In your mouth got you in trouble again. You okayed it. She just took advantage of it, and boom! Next thing you know, you got a bottle at the house. Here you go.
Well,
You know,
after we tried it at David and Jamie's, like Ethan and I both looked at each other and was like, "What is this?" Like,
you do get those rich, like, you know, brown sugars and molasses. Like, it even starts to get into a little bit of that, like what you get with a rum finish, kind of. You know, you get all these concentrated flavors is what this is really giving you. So.
Trey's got a great question there.
You bought the 140. Is it good?
Expect 100%, especially with the discount. And I know Keith just said I didn't know about the code when I ordered my bottle.
Oh, he picked up his last month. Keith did.
Oh,
nice.
So Trey, for me, if I went 1, 2, 3 and didn't get to try 4, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
But Trey trusts us.
Well, again, being completely honest, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would, after the 140, I would take the chance on the 190. But just the first two, I would take that chance on the 190. With corresponding reviews and from people that I trust, you know.
Yeah, I think I'm with Ethan on this for sure. I think the first two price points are you know, I can get down with that. The third one, I don't know. And to think that I would miss out on the last one,
I would agree with Tom, and I would agree with like Ethan. You need like reviews for these. Like when you start getting into that approaching $200 range, like you need reviews of these things in order to kind of pull the trigger, you know, on some of these things, because it's just the way it is right now in today's market, or today's whiskey market. So,
well, and like Tom just brought up the fact that he paid $225 for his, and that was the old pricing. Like they're doing the right things. They're actually evaluating their pricing and making sure that it's in line with what people would pay. And I commend them on that. Like, to only be around for, you know, really for us knowing about them for the last couple months, like to already reevaluate your pricing.
Right.
I can tell you what, I picked up a couple of bottles at that price point that I can think of off the top of my head that are nowhere near this good.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah, guys, we got 16 entries so far. Jump in this and win this sample.
Oh, absolutely.
So I mentioned Disco 12 earlier, right? The small batch Disco 12 beats it, but this private stock makes Disco 12 look silly. It makes it feel thin.
And that's saying a lot, because that's you know, a lot of people's on
It's
their short list for bourbon of the year, right?
Yeah.
Ethan, anybody with a cigar, Marty, like how good like would this like sit with like a really nice kind of like even semi-spicy cigar?
I'll tell you exactly why, Scott, you just nailed it. Is because the finish doesn't knock you down. It's mid-late palate. And then you can let the cigar take over the back end of this whiskey.
Yeah.
And it would be stellar.
There's enough sweetness and spice that will still allow for like both to kind of work with each other, rather than like I guess, competing. Like you'll be able to get,
Yeah, that's outstanding.
And thank you again so much, Tom, for sending all these samples out.
Tom.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
yeah, just wow.
That's always like the hard part. I'm glad Marty decided to kind of do this because it's hard to do like a conventional review of this. You know, you don't know what to expect, and it's a lot of dissecting different things and all of that. I think this is a really good approach. You know, hopefully someone or a lot of people will watch and just kind of get a good idea of what each one of these lines kind of have to offer for, you know, everybody in a different, you know, kind of category price wise. So
yeah, I think they've hit a lot of different price points, and they've, you know, there's something here for everybody depending on what you want.
Be a great share bottle, hands down.
Yeah, this would blow people's mind at a bottle share.
This would blow people's mind if you had the guts to put it in a freaking blind.
Yeah, there's not many people who are going to guess probably what it is. I think
the thing it would be bad in a blind if you ask my opinion, because of the finish. I love the mid-late palate, but I like that it doesn't have an explosion or a Kentucky hug or a high rye kick on the back end.
I've never been to a Toma tractor pull, but I've been there before. So, yeah,
that might be where you want to bust out that dip, Scott.
Yeah, that could be. That would fit in. Yeah, Toma, which is you know, pretty even still for me, pretty far north, pretty far northwest for me still, which is still not Canada, but it's it's up there a little bit. But I love the tractor pull like comparison too. Like it got to be at a tractor pull somewhere, right?
Is it going maple for anybody else?
A little bit.
Yeah, I think you got all that stuff, man. You could come up with all that stuff.
No, I'm like this. So we poured about half the sample, and I went ahead and poured the rest whenever Katie said she ordered one. And it is like the maple is taking over. Like I agreed. I guess I could see where Katie was coming from when she said it was Fat Kid whiskey before, but now, like, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the last two were Fat Kid whiskeys. You know.
Yeah. That like heavy like molasses rum note, like plum and prune and big heavy raisin, like it is all there. Like, and honestly, like off the top of my head, like the only thing that reminds me of, I shouldn't say only, but like when you start getting into some of those like Kelvin collaboration bottles, like you get some of this, and this honestly maybe even slightly richer than that. So
yeah, it's interesting you said plum, because I don't get that note very frequently, but I got a little bit of that on the nose along with the honey.
Wait, what was that? Go back to that. What was that? I didn't get to read that.
Not to unpack there.
Bush Light.
Nice.
Leave it to the old guy to find prunes. Oh,
Jesus. Oh my God.
I was going to say something, Scott.
I'm a bit speechless, which doesn't happen quite often, but I'm trying to figure out like where to go with this whole thing a little bit. So just laugh
like I do. We're old. Screw it.
All right, well, we'll leave it alone.
Destination bourbon in house.
Jeez, look at this guy. What, did you just get out of jail or what? Did you just get out of jail or something? Jeez.
Cheers, Klein, dude. Crazy to see you.
Major
I haven't seen him in about a month. Good old Kleiner. Popping in.
That's interesting, Tom. I haven't tried some of those and seeing where they would rate. Was it Maker's Mark Cellar Age this year or last year? As the last place? That's a bottle I got and I paid $200 for, and I was ultimately pretty disappointed in it.
Which one?
Last year's the 2023 celery.
Yeah.
Found North Batch 6. I really liked. 7 was even better.
I'm a sucker for Maker's Cellar Aged, so
Which
it's 2023.
I wanted to love it. I wanted to love it.
This feels so heavy. This feels so heavy on like that just profile that it would like swallow up like Maker's stuff. Like it just feels like that would be like drinking like a 80 proof something or other, you know.
I agree with you there. Way to say it too. I think that totally makes sense.
I mean, that's not saying anything bad about Makers either, because those are great bottles. But man, oh man, this is like a really, really heavy.
What's what's in the glass here?
It's probably not even going to be like a comparison.
Nah, it's too much light fruit.
Yeah, don't drink that shit.
Nah, don't worry.
It's good. It's good. But once you have that, you can't go to something like that. I mean, that's not fair to that other whiskey either. So.
This did not disappoint by any means. Hands down.
No, that delivered. And you know what? I if Tom's still in here, you know, I think when Dan was going for it, he was talking about whiskeys of the year. That was a topic of the stream. And I think Tom said something like, well, in about 20 minutes, he's going to get to one that's going to be in there too. I was like, okay, well, he's calling a shot here. He's pretty confident. And, you know, I like I said, I think Dan bought one right on the spot.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a really nice bottle. You know, but again, like I think, you know, Ethan kind of nailed it before, like early on. The most difficult part is going to be not what we're doing right now. I mean, we're doing it. We're kind of doing our due diligence, but it's going to be getting that consumer to reach for that bottle at $190, $200 with tax to convince that person to buy that. So, but I think again, what they're doing and getting all of these out to everybody is a very, very important thing. So,
especially Scott, you know, if you're a bourbon person that likes a little variety on the higher end, that can actually sway you to this bottle. You know,
at the end of the day, aren't we all chasing something new and different and better?
Not everybody still has access to 4-gate and stuff like this. This is on their website. I mean, go to their website.
You can't tell me what to do.
Well, I wouldn't try. Don't worry. Hey, it was funny last night. Hey, Ethan, when Dan was opening up the box of cigars, and I was like, I think those were in my house at one time.
They were.
I know. And I think I had most of them he gave him.
Yep.
I love it.
That would be awesome, Tom.
I'll be sure to let you know when we're doing our yeah. Oh, hell yeah, man. Just send us a group email for sure.
Yeah, do we count as media?
I think we do.
I mean, I'll print some badges if that makes me official.
I'll be there with one of those see-through tank tops. Like
God.
All right, I'm out.
I mean, we can bring some coffee.
No, Scott wears those fishnet tank tops, isn't it?
I see it. Marty, you're going for OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Scott's OnlyFans. If you haven't subscribed to Scott's OnlyFans, we'll drop the link in a minute.
I talk about breaking the internet.
God. He's serious, folks. He's serious too. So
yeah. There's nobody, I'll tell you this, there's nobody gives anybody more shit than me and Scott to each other ever on whiskey too.
And you gotta have thick skin with this group. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you don't, you're in trouble. I mean,
Hey, Scott,
look at all these ball busters. This is even half of it right here. This is even a fraction of it, I should say.
Hey Scott, you know when you did the Halloween little party y'all went to with Julie,
yeah,
and you had the outfit on,
yeah. All right. So here I got a little bit. Hey guys. Here's the funny part. So like obviously everybody within this group, like in a lot of the whiskey stuff, would get that. When I showed up, everyone, you know what they said? Bob Ross. They're like, yeah, Bob Ross is here. I'm like, let's just go with that. Let's just go with that. It is what it is. It got the afro going. It's just, I could like, how was I going to explain all the rest of it? It would have been just too too damn long. So Bob Ross it was for Halloween. So fishnet.
If you go to HR directors, that puts you over top dog because I may just go ahead and make that move happen. Shelf zippers, I'm sending my last. Okay. Always play second fiddle to yeah, nah.
I don't know. Giselle, you're a pretty big clown. I wouldn't sell yourself short.
Nah. Done.
Even though he was the first guy to break a glass at the Blitz.
Oh, Darrell, sorry. Yeah, it is. All right, guys, we'll cut it off here in 5 minutes. Get in if you want. We are up to 18 entries. Good chance, guys, to win all.
Yeah, those. I mean, I'll say the last. I mean, really, all of them are going to give you a kind of a unique,
$5
perspective
risk
on the brand. But man, you're in for some really nice whiskeys there. So
yeah, so fantastic, awesome. I think Tom, you jumped in this place at a good time. I think what you're doing is fantastic. I really do appreciate you including all of us on screen and many others in the whiskey community because, like I said about 30 minutes ago with Scott, it's like not many people are risking this with this community, and we're grateful that you did. And it's definitely paying off, I think, in the long run, especially when you get the distillery open and the hotels and everything and the time we can spend there. I think it's going to be fantastic. So cheers, everybody. Cheers to Tom Morrow.
Oh, for sure.
Chat for doing this. This is awesome.
Cheers, Tom.
I will, buddy. Don't worry, Tom. Yeah. Scony, yeah, man. We'll get everybody over there. For sure. I don't have any left other than this, but I don't know if it's Scott's stupid.
I drank. Sorry about that, but I drank it all. Sorry about that. I drank all.
Well, really, I have now, and it's Scott's stupid ass that brought up the cigar thing with it. So yeah, here I am.
Yeah, I think it'll go. I mean, that really the last two. I think the last two will be fantastic with some cigars. So
I agree.
Yeah, I pulled out a cigar so Ethan could try the last little bit with one.
Yeah, Ethan, let me know what you think. I know you're going to be getting, as soon as this thing is like gone, he's going to be out somewhere smoking a cigar. And let me know what you think. Are you going with 4 or 3 or both?
He has both, and we have a little bit of 4.
Yeah, I'll try both.
There you go. Well, I still got this extra bloodline that I kind of want to get into.
Well,
that was the first one. We don't want to go backwards. That was like
no. I got 2 bloodlines. There's like a black and purple one.
Oh, you have a different one?
Yeah, me and Katie and Ethan know where we stand. Y'all go ahead.
What's the proof on yours?
This is the second bloodline. The proof is 98.4. So I think it's just a different batch of the same product.
Yeah, mine's 98.4 as well. I don't know. I don't know if I want to like. I mean, it's not fair at this point after tasting like 3 and 4.
Well, you know what, Scott? I feel like I got to cover all of my bases here.
All right. Well, do your jerky thing. I'll let you have the. The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Hey, Tom, you need to get with Scott and Jason. And I'll leave that. Scott will know how to handle what I'm trying to say here with what's on the screen.
I don't think they're there yet. They need to focus on all of this stuff before we get into like.
No. I'm not talking about picks. I'm talking about being at events.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, holy cow, that would be like
screw single barrel.
That would be an amazing thing.
What I mean, sorry.
Yeah. Is all of that stuff kind of down the road? Is that years out still, or like? So like, I think Marty. So Marty, you can say what you're kind of getting at.
No, like they could be part of Bardstown Blitz one night of having tastings and stuff and being part of that group.
Did you say this was in Georgetown?
Yeah, Georgetown, Kentucky.
So in relation
They've
to
already
like
done
Bard's,
bourbon on the banks.
so where is this? Where is Georgetown in I guess relation to like Bardstown? Like just so I have an idea of.
It's over there.
That's
That's
Well,
such a
kinda-
that's
It's
that
down
right
yonder.
there is like such a southern
And
guy
I'm in
right there trying
Raleigh,
to make
so
he
it's
just pointed this shit.
kinda- Yeah.
Oh, Lexington. Okay, so I'm guessing so
Half hour?
Lexington to Bardstown. Yeah, maybe 30, 35, 45 minutes, maybe something like that, give or take.
Oh, plus, there's all kind of shit to get into at Lexington.
Well, it would just be something different and fun, especially if all that stuff becomes like something like really on the table to put a larger event together. That could be something worth kind of talking about
Hey,
with
Tom, if that
hotels
works out,
and all that.
let me
stuff.
know. And let Katie and Ethan know, because that's something we can definitely do, especially in Knoxville area.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We don't want Scott and Bourbon Jerk there. They're kind of weird.
That hurts, Marty.
That's black right there.
That hurts.
You don't want these northern palates screwing shit up. I'm just saying.
It's friggin' Yankees.
Yeah, they don't even smoke cigarettes. Hell with them.
Yeah. If you don't have a fat dip and a gallon of water next to you, you're not shit.
Yeah, come on now.
Look at that
Hey,
thing.
listen,
That thing of water right there is almost like one of those like utility pails that you get at like Home Depot
dude,
with
I've got
with a big old
damn
straw sticking out of it.
everybody.
Look
There's
at that
jerky. There's everybody on this damn thing.
Jesus,
I got some cool stickers on that one.
a charity dunk tank. I'd be all over that. If you guys want to throw stuff at me and dunk me in a take, I'm good for that for a charity. Let's go, Jay. I'm good with that. You can throw softballs, whatever it is you want. I'm good with that. I like the dunk tank thing for charity. Let's maybe think about that. I like that idea.
So we could put. You're talking about making money. We could put Bourbon up there. We could put Jason, Scott, me.
We should fill the dunk tank with mellow corn.
Thank you, Lance. That's awesome.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that too.
Get dunked into mellow corn.
Hey, hold on. Hey,
I'm with a good time.
Katie and Ethan, talk about that damn mellow corn we had in Raleigh.
Oh,
Wow.
jeez.
Yeah.
That was delicious.
So
Wow.
it was a little bar in Raleigh.
Speakeasy.
Yeah, a little speakeasy. It was actually a cool place. So you walk up at street level. There's a little guy there. I guess he's a bouncer technically, but he was basically just checking numbers. You walk down in, and just not much to look at, but at the same time, it was kind of modern, kind of hip. They had they had I guess it was like their house whiskey or something. Basically, they were taking mellow corn and aging it in a small barrel for an additional 6 months.
French oak stave.
French oak staves.
What was that barrel called? You knew what that barrel was.
They called it a squirrel. So essentially, it's a steel tote that they put French oak staves in. And then they aged this mellow corn in there for 6 months. And oh my God, that was good.
Interesting.
Cheers, Bourbon.
My man.
Benny.
Yeah, it was so good, man. That was our first pour because we were trying to go through the menu, and me and Jenny and Katie and Ethan were sitting there. Of course, he had Russell's 15 and everything. We're like, she's like, you need to try our little, what's she call it, our house blend or something?
Yeah, something like that. House barrel.
It was like $12 a pour. And me and Ethan were sitting there, and Katie and Ethan, whatever. And we're like, yeah, we'll try it.
It wasn't even that much, Marty. I think it was $5 a pour.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
It was cheap. Yeah.
$5.
We couldn't get over it.
You get in trouble for that.
Well, here's what she said. She goes, so we got it, and we're like, oh, my God, this is so good. And she goes, what do y'all want to follow that with? And Ethan goes, we'll do a round of Russell's 15 now. So it went all downhill from there. But, yeah, it was fantastic. And
it was Marty's birthday.
Top Dog sent me some French oak staves today, so where I can maybe try to duplicate that in a small barrel.
Sounds good.
I don't know how.
All right, I got to jump off. I got to get over to the Patreon thing in a couple minutes. But I just want to say, Marty, thanks for having me on. Tom, thanks for sending all the samples to all of us. I think all of us collectively appreciate that, and it was fun to go through these things and have a good night tasting some good whiskey. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I think you guys are heading in the right direction, and yeah, let's maybe have a conversation about
Hey Scott, I want to ask you something before you go.
Yeah.
The Mashing Journey Whiskey Club, are there any spots available now, or is it filled up? Or before you go, promote?
Pretty full for the most part. I'd have to check and see if there's anything, but pretty full for the most part. But I mean, you know, it's not that anybody can't get into it, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the top stuff is pretty full. But yeah, we're having a good time with it all. So, and you guys are all a key part of that. So. Yeah. I mean, we're trying to do what we can do. That's for sure. Yeah, so we appreciate everybody.
Keep trying.
We're trying. We'll keep on trying. Thanks guys. I appreciate everybody. Maybe
always love you.
If you want, come on over at Patreon. You guys are all there. We'll see you maybe in a little bit.
Tell Julie, hey,
appreciate you guys.
Cheers.
Take it easy, Scott. Good to see you, buddy.
See you guys.
We'll go for a few more minutes and then we'll shut her down.
There at the end.
Huh?
I thought he was in a loop. He said, see you guys like 4 times.
Well,
he couldn't quite say goodbye. He got a pretty good, what are we at, about 55, 54? People in chat here.
That old. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think anybody else is streaming tonight. I saw that.
I promise you he's in better shape than this 50-year-old. I don't know. I'll race him. I'll do a foot race with that asshole.
Sure about that?
Oh, all day. Yeah. Dude, I used to play center field, so yeah, I still can whip it. I might blow a fuse and 3 hips, but
oh shit! No, I don't think anybody else is streaming tonight. I think 21090's out. I think
they are.
The junkies are out. So you know, I don't know.
I mean, I'll be happy to keep going. It's whatever everybody wants to do, and I can open it up, whatever. Katie and Ethan, y'all want to hang out, or do you want to bail?
I mean, we're down to hang out.
Okay.
You still got to run your winner here, don't you?
Yeah, I can. I can do that in a minute. Let me invite copy.
So Katie and Ethan, I had that Balvenie ton that you sent me, which is fantastic. Am I to understand that they're not making those anymore?
They might not be.
If so, it would be news to us, but we don't follow Scotch news very closely.
Okay.
And I know that like the 10-1509, like they did a number series, if I'm not mistaken. Like 1509 was that year's release.
No, I think they were still. That was just a ton they used to Marion. Yeah,
gotcha.
They were different. Like the releases were all different, but I think they still call it 1509.
Because my buddy's a huge Balvenie fan, and I sent a picture to him when I was drinking it, and he's like, "Yeah, did you know they're not making those anymore?" I was like, "I had no idea."
Yeah, they very well could have stopped. The premium whiskey market is
yeah, it's a pricey bottle.
It's a pricey bottle, and people are very price sensitive right now.
Oh, you're funny.
And then I'll tell you what, I wanted to thank you guys again for that Jack Daniels bottle that you sent me. I don't know if you saw the video, but that was one of my favorite Rise of the Year. Hands down. I love that. It's just like right in my wheelhouse.
Awesome. Yeah, 55 Coffee. Just shoot us an email. We'll reciprocate.
Thank you, Ed. You're awesome, man.
Ed, we go back to this 4.
Mine's gone, so I can't do it anymore.
Trying to save about half of these to come back to.
Ethan's like, yeah, I'm pouring them all, and I was like, yeah, I will too.
Well, I like what he said. Is as soon as Katie ordered the other one, got the green light to finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I checked on their site, and I know Tom is from Michigan, so he's here. And I think Michigan was like one of 3 states that they don't ship to. I was like,
You can ship it here, and I'll turn right around and ship it to you.
well, I might run into Tom.
Anybody in the chat, I'll be happy
We'll
to do that.
figure
I
it
do it
out.
for Corvette Trey. I do it for other people. So just ship it to me if you can.
We'll figure it out, but I'm gonna get my hands on one of those.
It's funny. The first 2, that earthy note is still solid, but I don't hate it.
The first 2 were similar, and then the third one and the fourth one kind of had more in common with each other, but not so much with the first 2.
Hey, Todd.
Cheers, Todd.
Yeah. Cheers, Todd.
Todd, go sit up downstairs, hang out. It'd be great without Andy. Sorry. I've said it 10 times, and it's just awesome. Tom Morrow took the time and the effort to send all this stuff to all these channels, not just who's here tonight, but Bad Axe and everybody else. I just think this is really cool.
Yeah, I think Whiskey Weather is live right now.
Yeah, he posted a link.
He's just doing like a bottle win type thing.
He's doing these.
Yeah, he's doing the Limestone Farms. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, as far as marketing goes, yeah, we kind of covered that it's an outstanding plan. But not only that, but like what Marty touched on here is, we're sending these to a lot of us, and it kind of makes us feel more involved. So maybe more inclined to do something like this, and it does kind of pull us all together. So I mean, that's something, right?
Well, yeah, and it's also got second and third order effects for the company too, right? So first off, they get us on here, they get us talking about it. Second off, when we do talk to somebody and somebody says, "Oh, have you tried Limestone Farms?" Instead of us going, "Nope, I never heard of it," immediately we go, "Oh yeah, they've got some good stuff," and oh my god, that private stock, holy shit, right? Yeah. And we gush. Right. So it's incredibly smart of them. And it's like with the coffee, right? Like, I hate spending money on advertising because half the time it doesn't work. Probably more than that, honestly. It's just, and even when it does, it's going straight to some big corporation and something. This is like the best way to do advertising because it goes just to people, right? It's people.
Absolutely.
Bottom line, it's the right way.
100%. And that's how you get, people that are interested in what you're going to do next, and you're building. How do you want to put this? Maybe something more intimate than just an advertisement that, oh, maybe I'll check that out. Well, I'm more invested if I know you guys and how you're doing it.
Tom said when Gary Frenchie asked me if I had met Tom yet and took me to meet him, that was cool. You must have had a lot of drinks, Tom. I love networking. Look how this. Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a hell of a day at Evernorth, Tom, and he could speak to that. It was just perfect fall weather. Everyone was there having a good time. No issues with, people being, other than cool with each other. Just nice to see. And also, I'd been to the grand opening, which was like in February or March, and I hadn't been back since, I don't know, like late October or so. Those guys have done a ton of work over there to bring that venue up to snuff and really put their signature on it. It was really cool to see.
All right, guys, 2 minutes in the giveaway. We'll spin it. Then patrons can go over and join Hawk. I may go outside and fire up a big old fat cigar because it's going to rain the next 2 days.
Oh, man.
All All right, Whiskey Uncensored says, "What's a whiskey weather?" All right, well, check out his channel.
He's being
it's Whiskey Weather. His name is Brandon. He's a good dude. He's got really great content.
He knows Brandon. He's giving you shit.
He's fucking around. All right.
Yeah. Whiskey Uncensored, any weather, Trace.
Whiskey Uncensored, anyway.
Oh, really, Bourbon Engineer? Because I don't know what made that decision happen, but yeah.
All right, fine. I'll be right back.
Please, God.
You asked for it.
You got bangs tonight. I mean,
you asked for
we
it.
let you wear bangs. There's no bangs allowed.
Oh, I don't know if you want this. This is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Cowboy hat, isn't
What,
it?
what did you do?
It's cowboy, isn't it?
Bourbon Engineer, what did you do?
But you know what? Overall, things like this, I know we're about out of time, but things like this, the clubs that Travis, Ben, all these great pallets, Corvette Trey, Steven, Shelf Zipper, everybody, all the picks that are available. Thank you, Tom and Katie, for helping me get stuff that aren't here. But the pick stuff makes life so much easier when you live in an ABC state. I'm just saying. It's just, it makes you it makes you feel better about yourself when you can drive by the stores and not go in. I'm just being honest because, I can go in there and buy stupid stuff all day and review it and get crap views.
Yeah, I don't go to many stores unless I know I'm going to buy something.
There and people want to see it. I'm down with it, but to throw the money at stuff is just, it's stupid at this point. Oh, geez. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Is that a freaking hot dog? Oh, Jesus Christ. I need that.
It's it's from Room 101, but it's Brian Booth. And so it says, the glizzy makes you dizzy on the inside.
Okay. Explain. Okay, because Booth was that old Carter, so I need to know
what's going on. It too.
So different Booth.
Matt Booth.
Matt, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you, I don't know what the cost is on those, but you just need to go ahead and get me and Top Dog one now.
I don't even know if I can get them anymore.
They were super limited release.
Yeah.
I've got some hot dog shirts that, yeah, okay. Whoa, wait a minute. People drive by liquor stores and don't go in. No, Ben, you can still get shit from Irene Tan and stuff in yours. No, it doesn't live here. The glizzy. It said, it's Marty with glasses and long hair. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, wow. Coach Beard.
Coach Beard. Who said that?
That's pretty freaking cool.
How did I not see Coach Beard sooner than this?
All right, let me share screen. We'll roll for these sample wins. Tom Morrow, thank you for doing that for this group. He did that special for us, and that money will probably turn right back around to you. I'm just saying, and sample that stuff out. So, Katie, just check out.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 Coffee. Let us know. We'd love to order some from you guys.
Share screen. Real names. Share. All right. Shuffle. Throw me a number, somebody.
3.
1, 2, 3. Spin. Here we go. Miracle Martinez. Awesome.
Congrats, Miracle.
Awesome. Miracle, just email me whiskeyknows21@gmail.com and I will get Tom your information and he will get those out to you. Everybody that contributed tonight, thank you so much. That's awesome. Katie Turk, great. I went on y'all's website, yet didn't see the option for the coffee. Go to Patreon. Is that better?
Website. So we ordered some miracles specifically asking for Mexican Veracruz. I finally roasted it for a couple of folks, and so they approved the roasting quality of it. So we'll get it updated this week.
Hang on, Miracle. I'll tell you what you do. Hold on. Don't do nothing.
Second spin for top dog.
No,
So
I'm gonna drop this so she can just straight up. Miracle, just email Tom and tell him you want it here on Whiskey Nose, and that'll be less than me trying to screw something up. I'm so glad you won. That makes me so happy. You're going to love these.
yeah, not a bad one in the bunch. I mean, these are all
No,
pretty
I
damn
think
good.
they're great. I think they're really good. I think, especially, here's the thing, man. We got to try these ahead of time before the experience opens with the hotel and the distillery and everything. So we're one step ahead of the game. Hey, Kilco. And I think we're fortunate that we got to do this.
100%.
All right, guys. With that being said, y'all hang out for just a second. I'm going to shut her down. Guys, thanks for watching. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Whoa. Time out.
Mr. Terrell.
Hey,
What?
bro.
We'll keep her going for, yeah.
The
So we-
royalty in the house.
So come hang out for a little bit.
I'm glad.
Somebody going to lend a little credibility to this gang.
Hey, Darrell, I'm going to shut the live down, but stay right here.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, I didn't even know you were
We're
shutting it
going
down.
for 2 hours. Guys, thank you for watching. And Darrell, just bear with what I'm about to say here.
No, you're good. You're good.
Next week on Whiskey Nose live on Tuesday night, I have Jeffrey Wack coming on. He has sent me a sample, and I have sent him a sample, and we're going to go kind of head to head on just trying to see how many points we can earn with his little point system. So that'll be next week, right before Thanksgiving. So, guys, thank you for watching. Guys, get over and check this place out. Be sure you use the code. What was the code? LF15?
15?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the gang.
LF15. So there's Ed. But yeah, LF15. The link is still posted, guys, if y'all want to jump private. So Ed will be right back. Guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.